And we are in theory streaming. So, Haas F1, we are currently 6th in the championship, having been pegged on best finishing position by Alpine. Currently sitting in 6th. We have got our first actual upgrades going on the car for Australia. However, Australia is kind of a speed circuit, although it's a street circuit, so maybe actually it's not going to be as bad for us as I think. Actually, we can do some analysis here. Recommended for circuit. So low speed, yes, that's what we've upgraded. We're one of the better cars for low speed stuff as it happens, especially with the new wing upgrade. Kind of wants high speed, kind of wants crucial for circuit. So we need to be very good at low speed and very good at high speed. We are terrible at high speed stuff at the moment, but alas, what can you do? Apparently we got better cooling than the grid average, which is nice. Yeah. We'll go for that. I was having a look before it started about possibly doing some upgrades with regards to staff. However, when I was doing some scouting reports, apparently nobody better than our current guy, with one exception. Mario, with an ability of 72, is the only one who's slightly better, and not by enough. Nobody above that tier is even interested right now. So we're going to have to improve our situation, which again is probably team attractiveness and various other bits and pieces that I haven't really put points into yet. We are trying to save up for some car development upgrades so we can actually get some better parts more quickly. But in the meantime, let's head on straight to this race. So, our current targets. Okay, this one's actually caught this time. I don't know why we didn't count as achieving this previously, but hey. Either way, the finish position streak is about to fire off, so that'll get us a bit of a reward, provided we can finish one driver in the top 13, which I think we can. We can try to guarantee finishing positions. Let's try and guarantee one of our drivers will be in the points. It's only 100,000, and we only lose 35 if we fail. We could try for both and double our money, but then, you know, Mick didn't make it into the points last time, so I want to be careful about doing those sorts of promises. We'll say we can reach Q2 with at least one of our drivers, and we will say that we can qualify. I'll say that we can qualify 11th. Let's go be ambitious for this one. We in theory have an upgrade. It's not useless for the circuit. Let's see what happens. Also, I've tweaked the audio settings a little bit from the first stream, so hopefully there's a bit more game audio going on. If the audio does need to be adjusted, let me know, the one viewer we currently have. Private stream for you, sir. Or ma'am. Right, we will skip Crofty and get to setup. So, as typical, we're going to just put on the bolt on the hard tyres, put the lap count into the 22s, just to give us a chance of getting this in one go. We need the cornering to be massively adjusted, so let's up the rear wing angle, let's up the thing there, and see if we can do to just put things roughly in the middle, at least to start with. Maybe I'm a little higher on the oversteer side of things, but I think this we'll start there. Driving options as normal. Magnussen, put that on. Up the lap count to 22. And you need a lot more oversteer, so let's make sure you get that. We'll put the wing angle a little higher. We'll adjust that so the traction's in an okay position. Adjust that. We might be running too much wing here, but again, we try things and occasionally they might even work. Hi, Puffin. Alright. Alright, run plan gone. Car's ready. Practice one.
Ready to check, Kevin.
Radio is good.
And again, we're just going to buzz through practice as much as we can because it's all about setup. So the good news is the new cars mean that basically they'll relearn 17% of their car, but, you know, it's all good. Hopefully we're not going to be... I was about to say 2 seconds off the pace, and then those figures came up. And mainly we're on hard tyres, and everybody else is on soft, so, yeah, fine. But we do need to probably try and finish in the top 10, earn some points, and stay ahead of Alpine. Because 6th is our overall target, but we of course want 5th, because I am an overachieving bastard. Yeah, and mix 2 seconds off the pace. Admittedly, hard tyre corrections might be better than that, but hey. And again, when we get to the race, we'll just run it at ×2 speed, and we'll just observe like we did the last couple. Because I actually kind of enjoyed the slow build-up of things. And again, I'm going to try not to pause during races. I think I only did that once or twice, but, you know, slightly cheating. And one of my criticisms, one of the correct criticisms of Motorsport Management Let's Play is that I pause the game far too often. So we will attempt to avoid that. I mean, it's good and bad, but Schumacher's in the same sort of time frame as Magnussen, which is okay. We can call you in now, since you've now got your setup sorted out, at least somewhat. 74 is a good starting point, so let's do a couple of wing tweaks just to try and move those along, and it's apparently great where it was, so the one thing we really want to adjust over to, that's saying good. Maybe that's too much, but let's try that. Hard tyres should be good for another run at this. 21 laps should be fine. There you go.
Kev, how's the balance?
I'm happy here.
Good,
Okay,
good, good. In fact, he's saying great already, so that's in the 80s, presumably. Exactly 80%. Okay, so we've got a good initial bit of a setup there, and traction's optimal, so we want to try and keep that as close to that point as possible. Let's do 1 click there, 2 clicks there, maybe? 9.4, and then just a minor tweak to try and make sure that that's on the line as much as it can be. Okay, not quite on there, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Tires, again, we will stick you on the same hard tires because there's no point in burning sets up. As long as they don't get so warm that they're going to crash in practice and break the new fancy front wings they have. Because we only built 2 of those. We don't have any replacement parts. So if they break them, they're going to have to go back to the old spec front wing. Yeah, I'm kind of... It's a weird criticism to have about the game, but this bit, yeah. This bit we could have skipped. And the problem is, I've done the skip a couple of times in my main run through this, and they have... The AI does not set the cars up correctly in any sort of way, shape, or form. And burns through tyres. So I like to conserve a few sets. I mean, to be fair, most of them get returned anyway as part of the natural mechanics of how practice works. But I like to keep an extra set of softs for qualifying because that's far more important. And the AI will not do that if I let them auto do the sessions. So we will control things and make sure that we get as optimal a setup as we can. Also, starting this race, I think we're going to do a thing, which is technically abusing some of the mechanics here. Saying good. That might not...
Okay, understood.
Well, we'll see about that. But he didn't improve at least up to the 80% range. We've probably improved Magnussen's, though. Ooh, we made it worse. Okay, so let's revert to the old setup. And then see what we can do here. So we need to actually lower things on that regard. And then maybe kick up the rear wing a little bit. Okay. So that's swell out, that's swell out. Maybe a bit too much actually, come to that. Again, doesn't matter massively, really, because we're not going to go out this time, but, you know. I like to at least know I've done this. Soft tires. Oh, yeah, yeah. Soft tires won't last long enough, so it doesn't let us do it. Still.
Just had a spin.
Okay, Magnussen spun, but that's fine. He was going to come in anyway. Yeah, okay, that's the downside of leaving them out there on one tires. They're going to try and hobble themselves. Reconfigure. 92. Okay, 2 optimal lines here. The only thing that isn't optimal is just the top bit. So I think we're doing a minor tweak or two here and just seeing. So yeah, we'll tweak that to maximum, and we will slightly adjust the... So let's put that back where it was. No, can't do that. Darn it, trying to keep things optimal is not working for us. Well, we'll try that. Largely just to put it on the car at this point. But I think we're done for practice anyway, so on to practice 2. This way it'll just remember hopefully what I've set it up as, so that
Okay, you're coming back to us now,
I don't have to worry about that in a moment. Oh, I had not noticed this. Okay, let's have a quick check on things. So Sunday is going to be cold. It is going to be wet. Yeah, okay. Maybe I shouldn't have promised a good finishing position here. We need to actually finish, really. Okay, we're going to set on mediums. Advertise finger on for 18, and we have the setup that I think we put on there. Well, we're about to find out. Yeah, it should be how we set it up. And again, mediums.
Ready to check, Kev.
And off we go.
It's good.
Okay, so this time on the mediums, I'm just going to see where we are roughly in terms of time to the others. I mean, that will take. If we're only 3/10 off of... Okay, back to a second. That's a bit more reasonable. But yeah, it is reasonable time here. Second off the leaders. We were 2. And Magnussen seems to have regained his 3/10 to Schumacher. So, okay. I mean, obviously we're now fading a little bit, but I'm reasonably happy with that. That's a sign of improvement. I reckon we got a good shot at making Q2, Q3 now. Alright, crash of multiple cars. We're not too interested in that. It also didn't affect anything. Bottas has gone in the pit, so it might be just him. Competitor penalty. Ooh. Who got a penalty? Sebastian Vettel. Oh, he was going to be behind us anyway. So not something we need to concern ourselves with. We were basically going to be in front of Vettel almost certainly anyway. Yeah, 1.3 off the pace though. I'm pretty happy with.
How is the balance? How's the balance?
Felt very good in the car.
Excellent,
Okay,
excellent.
understood.
Both drivers coming in because they've just finished their stints. Okay, so we didn't get a full... Yeah, so we didn't get a full bit of knowledge out of this, but I think it's worth... We can run that out, that's not a problem. Let's do a quick 5-lap run on softs just to get that finished. Schumacher will actually try and adjust things for. Alright, so 89. Optimal cornering position at the moment. So... So I guess we're going to try that, and then maybe a step of... Yeah, we're just doing some minor tweaks here. Tyres, we can send him out on softs, but again, we're going to do a reduced run time, 15... So it took them about 18 laps to get a full sense of this. Let's just go out there 15 laps and see what happens. We might have to just do that, finish that in practice free. But the good news is, at least... Good news is, we do have a third practice period to get that finished.
Okay, how's the balance?
Okay, now he knows. But that's fine. We don't have to necessarily worry about that. We can actually just let him do his laps for the moment. We can then do a quick intermediary stop and find out what the optimal position is for him then. Anyway, so we're doing laps on the softs then. So where are we? 0.7 down. I mean, maybe I can beat top 10 here. What happened with that? Did I call him in? I might have called him in. Good news, Egan! It's going to be a wet Australian Grand Prix. Endless possibilities for me to mess this up. Alright, revert to 92. Let's try a tweak there and a tweak there, but correct it with this. No, revert. Let's just stick with it. Apparently they do. And it's going to be falling out of the sky. But also, our new front wings mean that we are about half a second up on where we were last time. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. Absolutely nothing. Especially if it's a wet to dry to wet race. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. We can't have a sky in Australia, they're below the world. I don't know how to tell you this, Egan. But I feel I need to introduce you to some Flat Earth Truth videos. Let's also just make sure that we're not going to... Indeed! And it spins! And I'm going to call that car in because you've just got to the point where your tyres are destroyed. And Magnussen's about there as well. New set of boots, off you go. One of the millions. I mean, to be fair, that would be a breach of the Parc Fermé regulations. I'm fairly certain that anything you put on the car has to be there during the practice and qualifying sessions. You're not allowed to change the venomous spiders and things you have. So if one was in the car during practice or in the qualifying session, I think it's got to stay there until the race is finished.
How's your read on the balance and things?
The car was great. Felt really good.
It might be a grey
understood.
area in the rules.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
No, they've got to stay there until the race is finished because you've got to be weighed with that as well. We took the weight balance with the snake in the car. If you take it out, you'll be underweight and disqualified. Okay, on to
Welcome back as we can
day 2. So, final practice session, and then heavy rain. This is true. You could kill it without necessarily reducing weight, though that might be a little awkward. There might be some animal rights groups that don't like what you're doing. Let's look into the race sessions. We have a medium set of tires we could run around with. Yeah, let's run a set of mediums for 18 laps. 96% confidence. Woot. So the only thing is just the braking and the... I think everything else is optimal. I'm just doing a tweak for the sake of doing a tweak at this point. Except that puts us slightly off of the optimal bracket there. Let's try that. Who knows if that's even good. 96% though we will absolutely take. Mediums. This is an untested car setup, but it's got additional optimal components, so we'll keep going with that. Run plan is 18 laps, and everything should be good to go. Okay, practice free. Let's watch them go round and round and round and round and round again. In Motorsport Manager, you only get to do one session of this. Here we have to do 3, which I know is how Formula 1 does it, but you know, this bit grinds out a bit longer than it does on Motorsport. And the lack of a times 32 speed button is probably hurting a little bit.
How's the balance?
Okay.
I'm happy here.
But hey.
So Kev,
Like before, we'll do the race at double speed and just follow the action without pressing the pause button. I already kind of mentioned that, but you two weren't here as far as I could work out, so... 8 attempts to a... Okay, I was about to say 8 attempts to a second off the pace I'd have taken, but now we just dropped that to 1.6. Admitting though we're on medium, so we should be a little slower. Right, so once we've done this, we'll just put the optimal setup on, try and get as much track knowledge as we can, and see where we end up. Okay, reconfigure. $15 laps. We don't have a full setup thing from you, so we'll just send you out again. Reconfigure. This is still the highest setup. And I'm kind of scared to do any kind of adjustments on this at the moment. How do I just oversteer without adjusting everything else and possibly ruining things? That's got the biggest impact on it, but equally it's got a much bigger impact on the straight line speed thing. Alright, let's just revert to the highest setup. And we're just going to run as is. Go and learn the track. And the question is, did we improve on...
and how was the like grip and balance.
For now, no. It feels really good.
Okay, understood.
Oh, both drivers reasonably happy with the cars. Knowledge improving towards the top end, which is all good. And touch wood, they haven't broken the new wings yet. Although Magnussen did have a spin, but he didn't actually hurt any of the car components with that, thankfully. Yeah, we'll call
Yeah,
it.
understood,
I'm not...
Kev.
What's the situation?
It's fine. We'll just reconfigure, give you a new set of boots, and send you on your way, I think.
Less confidence in the rear.
It could be Microsoft Excel Interactive. It's not that interactive, though. How are you doing, sir? Yeah, just throw in the practice session and get ourselves up to hundreds. There we go, that'll do. Alright, we'll call you in. There's not much point in continuing on with you. Magnussen, on the other hand, can still gain a few percentage points that could be relevant. I'm mostly worried about getting the car knowledge up to 100% at the moment because ultimately it wasn't going to quite get there before the next race anyway. Yep, there we go. Call in. I should probably have had them doing less push laps, but doesn't matter. Okay, let's get to the end of this. There's no skip to end button as far as I'm aware. But session done. We are 10th and 16th, at least on the practice runs. So, okay. Let's see what we can do in the actual thing. One thing that is going to help us is what I'm about to do once we get to this. So, post-practice report. So, competitive performance for about 11 to 15 laps, and yeah. We're good in the slow speed bits. There aren't that many of them. Okay, qualifying. So we have basically 4 sets of tyres if we make it to the end, and we might want to keep 1 for the race. Our confidence levels are extremely good. So no point in doing any kind of reversions and things. Actually, we've managed to improve that at the last, which is always nice. Okay. Anything I want to do here? Yes, there is something I want to do. We want to actually change the car parts. So, one of the rules of this is that you're only allowed 3 engines, basically, for the whole race. We're now going to change to the second engine. We're also going to change to the second engine on Magnussen's car as well. And the main reason we're going to do this is we're going to basically use this first engine now that it's done a couple of races to just do all of our practice sessions and hopefully race on the other 2. Obviously, we're qualifying as well. Qualifying will count. I'm tempted to do gearboxes as well, given that we can. So, yeah, we're going to go for a new gearbox as well. Why not? And then we'll just put the old worn stuff back on the car when we get to the next practice session. Provided I remember to do this. Alright, qualifying. So hopefully we've got a bit of a speed boost from having a fresh engine.
Radio check, Kevin.
Radio's good.
Now, the question is, do I just want to go straight out on the run or not? Because every time we've done this, we've gotten screwed thus far. I think we'll wait until we see a majority of cars, and then maybe we'll consider it. I'm hoping that we can do this in one run in any case, so... But you see here, Alonso's going to get held up by Bottas, who's on a warm-up lap. Yeah, so this is what we're trying to avoid. But now, of course, Alonso's on the track. Bottas is now doing his fast lap and gets in the way. Alonso gets in the way of him. The eternal balance. Alright, let's go out now. So we've gone out behind Verstappen. We're just hoping at this point that nobody's going to go out about nowish and interfere with things. Magnussen, he's got away with it. Schumacher's got away with it. Okay, so we got clear traffic for our lap runs. This is good. Let's actually slow down and actually go and watch Schumacher do his lap. So obviously he's gone green in his 2 sectors because he's not set any lap times, and it's obviously a personal best for him. So no useful information there whatsoever. And he's gone 9th, 1.4 off of the fastest pace. This is about where we expected to be in truth, and at least we are now a little closer to how we were. Once everybody's crossed the line, we'll find out exactly where we are position-wise, but it looks as if we are between the 2 McLarens, at least in terms of outright pace. We know those 2 are going to finish behind us. Tsunoda's question... Yeah, I think actually that's good enough to qualify at the moment for Mick. We might go out again, but we will probably go out again on the same tyres. Because I don't think we need to force things. And this will save us a good set of tyres, either for the race or for session 2. Wait till the last cars cross. Schumacher's more urgent. Magnussen. Okay, K-Mag's in 8th. Check flag. We did get both of our drivers across the line, so all good. Oh no, we didn't get Magnussen across. Oh, whoops. And Schumacher didn't make it. Darn it, I should have put a new set on him. That's annoying. Alright. Okay, kind of critical now, but yeah. Wet race, we'll see what happens. Darn it, I could have put a new set of boots on him as well. Possibly my fault, that one. I thought we'd be okay. Well, let's send you out then.
Ready check, Kevin.
Radio is good.
So, trying to get to Q3. Anyone going to come out and interfere with our thing? No, I think we went... Well, Magnussen didn't need to go out. He actually was kind of interfered with, but, you know, it didn't matter. Schumacher, though, was at the exact right time. Just unfortunately, I didn't put new tyres on. I left him with the same worn ones. 3 temps off of Russell seems good. Well, these did seem good. 1.1 off the pace. So obviously our target here is to try and make it into Q3. I'm not expecting to do much better than that. So we'll obviously go with new boots and we'll be trying to be the last driver off of the line again. But actually with 7th position, we could be in top 8. Top 8 would be a good achievement, I think. Alright, let's slow down time a little bit and wait for everybody. Yep. Can you do your thing now? I'm hoping we're not too late here. I wish we could hire old soup buns. Old soup buns was the best. Alright. So Magnussen drops to 11th, but doesn't improve. Darn it. Alright, so we're 11th and 16th, having just missed both cutoff points. And he was on any tyres, so he doesn't have an excuse.
Here on the grid, ahead of today's
Expensive strategies kind of go out the window here because it's going to be a wet race. So, when is the weather coming? The weather is going to come very, very quickly. So we are definitely staying on those soft tyres. We're going to say no strategy because if we can't plan around the weather at the moment. Good news is we might have a ability to put a medium onto the end. Tyre wear is quite high around here, so I'm just going to say no strategy and see how this goes. Problem is, Kevin Magnussen's tyres are a bit more worn, but in theory, you know, in theory this is going to be fine. The question, I guess, is going to be whether we go straight onto inters or whether we go onto full wets. Because if we wait and go onto wets, that might be better for us. I think also we're going to start on the mediums, even though I'm not going to like this strategy as much. Because if we save a pair of softs for the end, we might... How long do your softs run for? So we have a new set of softs for the race, which will do 17 laps, or we know that will. So as long as it's 17 laps from the end, that's actually not the worst thing in the world for us to have one left. Schumacher, of course, has multiple sets of softs, so he can start on the softs and then go on to that again. I think this is just how we're going to have to do it. High, initially overtake, and let's go just initially overtake. We don't want to wear those tyres out before the rain appears. Okay. I always screw up the wet weather strategies. Agan will have reason to complain at me if I get this wrong. Let's go. There is no strategy. There is just the weather.
The drivers there lined up. Brace yourselves for the Australian Grand Prix.
Let's go.
And it's lights out.
Also, our weather technology is not good. We're on the level 1 weather sensors, so we might not even have accurate weather information at this point. Well, Schumacher's taking a very wide line into turn 1. And was overtaken. Darn it. Alright, how's Magnussen doing? He's lost position as well, but...
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Nice work, Kev.
But let's see. Alright, we're going to speed up to speed 2 now the initial bit's gone away, and we're going to stick with K-Mag. So, K-Mag on the medium tyres rather than the softs. This could hurt him, but honestly, I feel that we want to save the softs for the last stint. If we are on the fastest tyre right at the end, that's going to give us more of a benefit than being on them now, hopefully. It also means that we can technically run longer and possibly go straight to wets with Magnussen, which the other drivers might not be able to do. Good news is we are sticking with Russell, which is what we need to do for DRS training. So, let's see. Also, all the DRS usage from Schumacher. And unfortunately, he's still behind Zhou. Nam is in 7th, which is a lot better than the car was performing about this time of the year. Alright, let's get back to normal usage now that we're about to get into DRS. Because Magnussen's safely there. Schumacher is definitely there. Hopefully this means Schumacher's going to get past while we do this.
DRS enabled.
Okay, let's see the wing flaps and let's see us get past Russell. So our car is mostly suited to low-speed cornering. So we should be able to get in touch with them. We just might not have the best DRS usage when we get to that point, which is about now, I believe. I thought it was about now. Where's the DRS? Where's the DRS in Australia? Down the back straight here. Okay. Well, I think, therefore, it's just a case of staying with Russell and just using him to sling us along until everybody comes into the pits. At which point, shenanigans begin. Also, Bottas is nicely holding up the two Mercedes, which is good for us, I guess. Also, I hadn't realised Ocon's actually clear in 5th, which is not good for us, because we're actually fighting with Alpine at the moment, in terms of actual positions. And Schumacher still has not gotten past Zhou. I'm disappointed in you a little bit. Come on. And mainly, Albon's got DRS as well, which makes it more difficult to work, but come on. You can do this. No, you can't. They're fighting each other. This means that Vettel is right behind you and probably going to do some shenanigans. Strategy view then. So, by about lap 10, we're going to have some questions to answer. In the meantime, Bottas has got back ahead of Hamilton. And we are just sticking with this, which is fine. The gap is increasing. We've got 2 seconds to Gasly behind us. This is keeping us in a good enough position to take advantage of the weather. Hopefully. Wacky wheels. Okay, so the weather is coming imminently. I say our weather reporting technology is not the best. Apparently, that just predicts the segments of this, but ultimately, what we are going to do, probably with Magnussen at least, is copy the strategy. Well, maybe we're not. All right, Egan, strategical genius here. Should I just wait to put on the wets? Just endure 3 or 4 laps, put on wet tyres, or do I put on the intermediates for 3 laps and hope it's going to be better than another pit stop? Also, now they've caught Ocon again, so endure. Okay, I can't do that with Schumacher. Schumacher's tyres won't last that long. And I think, actually, if we look at the grid... Oh, they've all gone mid... Oh, okay, I'm the only person who's... Oh, Schumacher's strategy's going to be ruined. I had not registered that he was the only person on soft. Which... Okay, he's finally got past somebody. Who did he get past? I'm sure it was showing 17th earlier. Adapt, improve, overcome. Indeed. I'm obviously trying to force things a little bit because we need to stay with these guys. Unfortunately, Gasly has caught us back up. So now we got cars behind us again. Good old DRS trains. However, it looks as if we're going to get an overtake in. Alright, we're past Russell. Got to stay with Hamilton, though, or we're going to have problems. Apparently we just... Nope.
More rain expected.
The rain is here! Okay. So, one of the slightly disappointing things, although I suppose it's technically true in Motorsport Manager, it's just more obvious with this, is that at 1 to 4, it's basically intermediate tyre territory. At 4+, it's wet weather tyres. Below 1, dries will work, and are probably the quickest thing to be on. But hey, let's see what happens here. Is anybody going into the pits, actually? Doesn't seem as if anybody is right this moment. Nope, they're all going on. And we're just about keeping Russell behind. Fine, fine, fine. Maybe we'll have a horrible crash. Maybe we will cause a horrible crash. Maybe we'll have a safety car and just have everything done for us. Maybe we'll keep Russell behind us all race. That'll be fun. We're still within a second of... oh, Hamilton behind us. Sorry, I hadn't realised that was Hamilton behind us. Oh, well. Yeah, we need to stay within range here. Otherwise, we are going to have problems. Unfortunately, looks as if Hamilton's good enough to get past us at the moment. Right. Oh, everybody's pitted. Okay. It's not quite there yet. I also did not mean to pause things. We're going to hold off. We're going to hold off. We're going to gamble and stay out of lap with Magnussen. I want to see what they're going to go on to here. This could easily be horrible for us. Deploy. Alright, so Mick Schumacher's going to come out and we're going to give him an order. His job now is to hold cars up.
Copy that.
Meanwhile, we're going to deploy to get ahead of Perez. Oh no, he's prioritizing that instruction. Good. Right. Here we go. The game plan has begun. Oh my god, he's doing an amazing job. And the track isn't quite into wet yet. I am a fan of the King's Gambit. Alright, so Magnussen leading his second race of the season here. It's not wet enough for Inters. What are they on, actually, come to that? They're on full wets. Yeah, screw it, we're going another lap. Let's keep going. Oh, wait. Pit. Pit now. Full wets. Let's go. Darn it, too late. Oh well. Now we got problems. Schumacher, we're gonna... He's still holding cars up. Oh wow, he's still holding cars up. Yeah, we're going again. Let's keep going. Our strategy has kind of failed, but if we can keep this whole train behind us... some of the train behind us. We'll pit for wets at the end. Yeah, he's we've kind of ruined Schumacher's race here, but we might actually have saved Magnussen's. Yeah, so this is just the speed difference of being on almost the right tires. It's now actually up to full wet tire range again, but our wets should actually be better after this. Hopefully. What's the gap? 29 seconds. So I think we're actually going to come out ahead of where Schumacher is. I think we've lost position, but... Darn it, I should have just gone straight into the pit stop with Magnussen when I had the chance earlier, but hey. We've done our thing. It's fine, we did our job. We've interfered with enough people's strategies, and assuming we can come out ahead of Hamilton, or at least with Hamilton, we've actually kind of gained a place. Yes! Unfortunately, we have to keep him behind us, which is not necessarily easier, but our tyres should be better than his. And we can push a little more on ours. Schumacher dead last, unfortunately. But... yeah, so we lost a lot of ground because he didn't... if we'd have pitted immediately, I think we'd have been probably P4. Oh, well... it happens. Magnussen's also done all of that, so let's just start harvesting with both drivers. Again, hold Hamilton up. There's no DRS right now, so our slow speed is just slow. There's also no car in front of us to DRS train off anyway. So... yeah, around the outside. I don't think so. That's not an overtaking position on this track, but apparently Hamilton says it is. And we say it's not. Good work. Also while still harvesting. Let's see if he was late in. Has anyone done anything different? Nobody's done anything different. Okay, good to know. Also, these wets apparently will do the whole race. Alright. I assume Hamilton's getting past us in a moment. Not quite now. Also, the weather is not continuously good. It's actually looking like it might be better for Inters soon. And then we've got a second question to ask. Do we just go back onto Inters? I can... limited orders, really. Poverty... oh. Schumacher's still holding cars behind. No, don't do that. Whoops. Yeah. So I can do that. I can also order them to drive in clean air to try and keep the car components cool. Because, unfortunately, overheating is a thing that happens. However... seems like we're doing okay at the moment here, and also on here as well. Alright, more weather, but that's fine. That's actually better for our tyres anyway. Well, Hamilton is determined to get past us at this point, but I don't think it's a good overtaking spot because it just hampers you. And we had the inside running here, but yeah. We're just getting better in the slow speed corners than them. We might even be faster in a straight line because they seem to lose us then. Which I think does track with what the actual properties of the Mercedes car is, really. That it's a good slow speed, good... Very good at managing their tyres. ERS fully charged. Okay. Let's actually start deploying and deploying because we're going to lose the position in a moment. If we don't, so let's defend.
Copy.
So we'll use that to keep a position.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Or not.
Mode push.
Yeah, we're not letting this stand. We're not letting this stand. We're getting past Hamilton. Fortunately, we're only good in slow speed, so I don't know where we can overtake him on a naturally wet track without DRS bonuses. Apparently, though, we can just stay with him enough. Nope. Okay. It's unfortunate, but we don't have the pace to fight Hamilton, he says as I'm about to overtake on the outside. Oof, that looked rough. That looked rough. Alright, let's just harvest behind him, save some fuel, and see what we can do. Also going to push with Schumacher a little bit more, because I'm fairly certain we will be on dry tyres for the end of this race, so there's no point in saving these... in saving the wets. And yeah, with DRS not a thing, there's the 1 second gap doesn't really matter. It's just now a case of being in the right position as much as we can and staying with things. Alright, Schumacher's finally making some moves. Good. It's a long way off, which is entirely our fault, as we know, but you know. Yep, and Hamilton's just driving off into the distance with our points. The good news is Alpine aren't scoring at the moment. I mean, maybe if we had one of those snakes installed, but yeah, no, we have to accept that we are not as fast as Mercedes right now. All right, let's go back to. Actually, we might as well harvest. We got a 6 second gap back to Gasly, so we might as well go to a full battery while we can. Especially if we're not using Hamilton to get forward, we're just going forward. 60 laps. I mean, any of the cars in front would be fine. Yeah, so Webber's going to endure until about lap 42. At that point, we need to just track what's going on. So we're almost at the point of just... Okay, we got maximum battery, so let's just go.
Overtake is available if you need it.
Go with that.
Because nothing much is going to happen... Actually, we can watch Schumacher for a bit, actually. He's actually got potentially some battles. No, he's 8 seconds behind Alonso. So he's not got any battles to go through either at this point. Because both of our drivers are nowhere in comparison to anywhere else, we're going to spin time on until somebody's close enough to do something. It might even be just the fact that Ocon's closing on Schumacher the way it's going at the moment. Yeah, Ocon is closing on Schumacher. But actually, Magnussen's catching up with Hamilton. Because Hamilton's caught up. Okay, alright, we're back in the action here. So... Hamilton's been slowed up by, presumably, Ricciardo's pace. But also, Ricciardo's going slower than us as well, so we just caught up to them. Good. This means we have a chance to gain some more positions, gain more points, beat McLaren, hopefully. Also, probably get ourselves back ahead of Hamilton. That would be the secondary objective, of course. So we know that doesn't work, although apparently this time it does for Hamilton. It wasn't against Magnussen, but, you know, maybe Ricciardo's just not as good as Magnussen. Maybe. We'll find out in a few moments, hopefully. And yeah, Schumacher's got a bit of... We're going to have Schumacher push a little on fuel. We'll do that for Magnussen as well. Might as well just stay with it a little bit. This is the third race in a row where I've forgotten to take fuel out of the car before we started. Oh well. So, no DRS, but just absolute speed. And hopefully, pushing on the engines a little bit, we take the Hamilton line through this corner. And we're able to make that work, I think. Yes. Excellent. Alright, and now within a second of Hamilton, and... yeah, just need to make sure Ricciardo doesn't get past us here. Not at the moment. We'll go to balanced again with K-Mag. He will probably fire us over that, but, you know, we are Gunther Steiner now. But hey, P9, so 2 points. Unfortunately, Norris is miles up the road, so... well, I keep reading this wrong. No, Norris is 10 seconds behind Bottas. Hamilton's only 2 seconds behind Norris, so we can close on Norris. So, Norris is definitely grabbable as well. We're going a second a lap faster than Norris. We're basically on Hamilton's pace, which is good to see. He's not that much faster than us. He's just faster than us. But if we're faster than Norris, we can close up on him, get the position, hopefully, before we have to start worrying about weather. Also, our cars are just... we're massively above where we need to be. Let's start actually attacking with these tyres. This is probably going to lead to errors, but we have spare tread. So, let's just go full send.
Haas with an overtake there.
Schumacher's past Stroll. Excellent. It also rather depressed me that the game thinks Stroll is a better driver than Schumacher. Alright, how are we doing then? Let's go back to intervals. So, 2.3 behind Norris, and we're going still half a second a lap faster, so... 134.8, 134.1s for us and Hamilton. And we have a full battery, so we can go faster if we need to. Leclerc was in first. I've not been paying attention to what's happened to Leclerc this whole race because I'm not focusing on the leaders. When we were at the point where we could lead races, and I know technically we led a couple of laps this race, but that was an exception rather than something that could happen. But yeah, I assume these are just quite close together and overtaking each other in truth. No, actually, Leclerc's miles bad. If I remember rightly, actually, Leclerc was massively held up by Schumacher. But it was for position, so we were entitled to hold him up. Alright, Hamilton's been half a second. We are a second back. Let's see if the thing happens. Let's push a little bit, spend a bit more fuel to try and catch up. Schumacher's used as much of his bonus fuel as he's got. And he's kind of in his own no man's land at the moment, which is fine. Probably means I'm actually going to go aggressive rather than push here. Magnussen has a chance to actually make positions up, so he'll keep forcing as much as he can. And good news is Norris is slowing down Hamilton, putting both of them nice and close to us. 1 second between the three. This is also overtaking without DRS. But also defense without DRS as well. So all we need is for Hamilton to crash into Norris here, and then we just take 2 positions. Alright, we're about 11 laps away from our weather target, I think. Actually, no point in turning the enemy direction right now. We've got a shot at doing this. We could start deploying battery a little bit here, actually. Let's go overtake. Let's go overtake. Let's see if we can actually sneak past these two. It's what we saved the battery for, ultimately, this situation, so... Alright, Hamilton taking his usual overtaking line, which has worked for him. I think. Yes, it has. Now we just need to sneak past Norris and Hamilton here as we deal with a lapped car. Or not. Actually, we've been following for a bit, so we got fuel to spare as well. So is Schumacher, actually. Is Schumacher right behind somebody? Or is it just... The fuel calculation seems a little dodgy in this game, based on my observations of it. When you're following another car, you do naturally save fuel, but it seems too strong at times. And then when you're on your own, you just seem to spend you spend a lot more than you seem to be, or you reckon you should be using based on normal usage, but, you know. It's fine. Okay, come on. Let's clear Norris. You can do this. We are faster than Norris. We want to stay with Hamilton. Because this is where we would have DRS if DRS was a thing. And that looked a little dodgy to me. But, again, just the way it's animated, it's all good. I'm nearly out of battery as well as we do this. He might be spending his own battery to try and keep himself ahead of us is the other thing. Alright, come on. Come on, K-Mac. You made that joke last time, and I agree. Assault would solve a lot of our problems. It would probably cause a bunch more, but it would hurt. It wouldn't, you know. It's not a terrible idea. Alright, let's harvest, because we seem to be really struggling to get past him at the moment, which is not great. So I'll try and harvest a little bit for this lap, and then we'll just push next lap if we can. Because as much as I want to say with Hamilton, it's more important for us to actually gain this position. So lap charging our battery back up, and then a lap of attacking with the battery. Because once we pass, we are clearly faster in just normal racing conditions. We found that proof out earlier, so... In fact, even harvesting, we're staying with him, so... Ooh! Perez has a penalty. So there's been a crash involving Perez. Is there any safety card nonsense? Let's watch.
Take a look now. So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez. That's the contact there. Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Excellent. Shame it wasn't Vettel, because that's the guy we're actually kind of fighting at that point, but yeah. But hey, that might mean we're up to P8. P7 if we can actually make this finally stick. I mean, to be fair, that was a lapped car. Should have got out of the way, and didn't. Right, we're going to go back to Schumacher a little bit here, because he's actually in a position where he could make an overtake.
No more rain expected. Copy.
Rain has stopped. Okay. Tires are too hot. Okay, rain has stopped. Let's try a thing here. All right, come on, Shimi. Darn it. We are going full deploy with him, though. It just needs to... Perez pitting, but then he might have damage, so that might be why. Interestingly, we need to find out what Perez is going on to, tyre-wise here. Has Perez gone on to a new set of wets? He's gone on to a new set of wets. Alright, come on, Shimi. If we don't manage it this time, we're going to have to ease off on the battery deployment here. Speaking of battery deployment, Magnussen's back to normal. Track looks bone dry, but actually it's not, because it's just the way it's currently looking in terms of things. Alright, come on. Speed! Speed! Power! On the outside, the only overtaking point of the track, apparently, and we managed it. Okay. Keep using deploy. Just get ahead of Vettel here.
Haas with an overtake.
Nicely done. Back to Magnussen. So Hamilton just pulled 4.5 seconds away while we've struggled to get past him. So let's go full deploy here. We want past him now. We've had enough of this. Tyre temps are coming down, so that's fine. We can start pushing those a little more in a moment. Okay, rain is now stopped, so this number should start dropping quite rapidly. The question, of course, is, do we go inters for the intermediary period, or do we go onto dries? We want to go onto dries. And Magnussen wants to go onto a pair of softs. Alright, Magnussen, come on. Full send. Full send, you've got this. Actually, there's no point in us worrying about the tyres at the moment. Let's just go aggressive and try and make this work. We do not want to be behind the McLarens after the pit phase. If we can get there now, that'd be good, but... Alright, come on, K-Mag. God darn, I lack a straight line speed. Harvest. I mean, we're there or thereabouts, but just can't make that final move stick. Okay, keeping a close eye on the weather chart here. Also, when other people want to pit, actually. When would dry tires start working is a good question here. Apparently, it's good up. It's good below 1, but I mean, Magnussen lost so much time on that for just half a lap of being above the 1mm mark. So we need that to happen at the right time for us as well. And also, Magnussen has to go to the end of the race on softs, which we know will do about 15 laps, maybe. Probably not if he's pushing. Meanwhile, Schumacher's a huge gap, so he's just going to start harvesting now. Yeah, Lance Stroll's tyre's done, but that's not something I need to worry about here. Safety car about now would probably be okay for us. Yep, so in theory the softs will go to the end. It's just now a case of saving battery, saving tyres. Okay, track is now down to effectively damp, so these wet tyres are probably going to start massively overheating if we push them.
We need to back off.
So we shall back off, and we're going to see if anybody wants to come in for intermediate tyres. Or if they are just going to stick it out until we get to dry running. Because if it goes down very slowly, maybe inters are better. But it's not going to rain at all except the 40% chance in about a lap or two. I'd almost be tempted to do it with Schumacher, actually. Alright, real talk. Egan, do we pit Schumacher for Inters? I'm going to say yes, because at this point he's got nothing to lose. He has genuinely nothing to lose. He's in 15th place. If the Inters are that much faster they can make it more than the pit stop, it's worth it.
Overtake is available if you need it.
Copy.
We're just hoping this stays. This keeps clocking down very slowly, is ultimately what we're going to do here. Alright. Schumacher is then going to go on an all-out offensive here. Those tyres, burn them.
Mode push.
Copy.
Alright, and what we now need to do is just compare lap times. In theory, this is the better window for the Inters, but it's whether the wets will hold on during this period, because if the wets hold on, then, you know, that's just unfortunate for us, really. But what else are we going to do? Schumacher's in 15th place. He loses 2 positions trying this. Let's see what happens. Obviously, this lap's not going to be the one that matters. In fact, actually, we could go sector times. Okay, 135 with the pit stop exit. That seems like he's on fire right now. Also, balanced. .8. He needs to be going a lot faster, though. Like 3 seconds faster than everybody else for this to even have a shot at working. And his lap time is a 1:28.2. It's faster, but it's not massively faster. Whether that's because the wets are holding on well enough is questionable, but... Also, we just lost a lot of ground to you, haven't we? That's because you're still doing that, actually. Start using that. But 28.2, he's a second quicker than Magnussen, at least. It's still in the inter range, actually. And in theory, it should be getting better and better in terms of track improvement here. Leaders did 27s. Schumacher crosses the line in a 27.6. And yeah, our tyres are overheating because they're in the wrong position for it. Nobody else has come in yet. So everybody's in the same boat. Magnussen's just trying to conserve these a little bit, I guess. Alright, let's go deploy. Let's start actually properly pushing with Schumacher here. See what we can actually do in terms of lap time. So Mick Schumacher, full send, where are we? So 1:28 for 9 for Vettel, 1:26.6. He's the fastest person on track. Hooray! We've finally done it! We are the fastest car. And we're going to get ahead of Vettel. That's actually going to put us back in position there. Sector 1, last lap. What's happened? Yellow flag, Sector 1, not anything changed. Oh, Ricardo locked up. Oh, okay. I was about to say, if that was Norris, that would actually be news for us, but alas, it is not. Alright, normal deploy. We should get past Vettel at least. Which, given that that's put us back to 16th, means that basically, even if it does nothing else for us, we haven't lost anything doing this. Maybe a little bit of time to 26.0, fastest on track. Maybe a little bit of actual time to Ocon, but in terms of positions, we haven't lost anything trying this. Alright, let's go brum brum. Let's go brum brum. Let's go. Let's go light consumption. Actually, no, we can go normal consumption. The question, I guess, now is actually, is anybody else actually going to stop? Because for 8 laps left, you surely got to hang it out, haven't you? Alright, if we pitted with Magnussen now, what happens? Alright, I'm going to gamble 2 points away here, I think. Let's gamble away 2 points.
Box, Kevin, box.
If I lose 2 points, I lose 2 points here. I think this might be actually. I shouldn't have done it. I'm thinking I shouldn't have done it. That's fine. Schumacher did not get past. Come on, this is massively ruining your race here. Two points, but we're going to be the fastest thing on track. Because in theory, everybody's on wet tyres. They don't work. The dry tyres will work very soon. Come on, Shimi, you've got to get past him. Alright, Magnussen P12. Losing ground to Zhou at the moment, but the rainfall, that will come back to him in a moment. Track is drying up. Full send! Alright, can Magnussen do it? He's got to be better at overtaking than Shimi. I don't think we're pitting Schumacher because, honestly, they are in much worse condition. These guys on the wets, our Inters should be better than that, surely, you'd think.
Load push.
If nothing else, if we get to 10th and get the fastest lap, we will get 2 points again. Alright, good going, Shimi. That's easy. Easy done. Hopefully. Start harvesting. You'll get past him, though. Your tyres are much better. He should not be able to force his way past here. Yeah, hang him out to dry. Done. Good. Good job.
Good job, Nick. Okay, back off.
Copy.
Alright. Meanwhile. Hamilton pits. Okay, everybody's pitting now. Or at least Hamilton is. Yeah, everybody's pitting now. Well. Let's do it.
Box now, Mick. Box now.
Copy. Box.
So, the question now is how many of these positions is Magnussen going to regain by doing this a little early? Obviously, we lost ground to Hamilton. But we were ahead of him anyway. The question is when we get up, set 9th place back. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, god darn it, we lost out.
6 laps remaining.
We went early and it didn't work. I thought they might stay out. Also, I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, this race has been ruined for us. Well, to be fair, we ruined it ourselves a little bit. I was convinced they were going to stay out the way they were going. 8 laps to the end? And not going that much slower? I figured they might try it. Oh well. Ultra attack. Well, it looks like we're going to get 1 point at least. Consolation prize from an attempt to gain more. And Egan, as can rightly point out, we did screw ourselves on the strategy. Bits of it I really liked, and Schumacher at least is going to be in a better position from going on the Inters. I think. I don't know how close he is to... Maybe a little. Oh well, P10. We might be able to get Gasly and get ourselves back into 9th, but we were fighting with Norris, so ultimately we lost 16 seconds doing this. A poor plan was poorly executed, and I'm still terrible at weather strategies. Oh, absolutely. Alright, let's deploy. We can get ourselves into DRS range, which I think should be activated soonish, if it's not already. And then, since Gasly doesn't have anybody in front of him for DRS trainage, we should hopefully get past him. And we do. Right, now the question is, can we build that 1 second gap before he gets past us again?
Is that a new race position for Haas?
It is, and we gained enough positions. Okay, good. Alright, so we're back into P9. We ultimately gambled, we lost time, but we didn't lose positions. With both drivers as it happens. So ultimately, everything I did was irrelevant. And all we've got to do is hope that it doesn't rain again. Oh, actually, no, we're back behind Norris again. I read 17 seconds. That's his gap to Hamilton. We're still in range. We didn't lose any time. We can still do this. Last lap. We have no battery.
Charge on.
Give it everything. Give it everything, Shumi. Fastest lap time. Gap is 1.1. We need it to be less than a second to give us DRS, and we might have one chance. One overtake chance here. For 3 points! This is 3 points if we manage it! Battery dead. Don't care. Half a second. DRS should open somewhere along here, if I think this is the right place I'm thinking of. It's not, but let's go. Go, 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 go. Full deploy. There we go, DRS. Full deploy. 0.3. Just lunge. Go for it. Lunge. Yes! No! Got the outside for the wrong corner. Come on, Mag. Push to the outside again. But we got the inside of the last straight. Come on. 3 points. 3 points. 3 points.
You're out of DRS.
3 points.
Copy.
Tires are really warm. Oh wait, we're not done.
Haas with an overtake there.
Yeah, our race is done. Darn it. We're still going. Keep pushing. You need to get out of the DRS range. You have. Well done.
Sainz crosses the line first. He's taken the win.
Apparently, overtake attempt failed. I'm not sure who he was trying to overtake. But yeah, the leaders are behind us on track, so technically we've still got to finish this lap.
To the final lap.
Schumacher is right behind... Oh, okay. Right behind Hamilton. Go overtake him. Slow him up. Ruin his race. The end of his race. Alright, let's go aggressive, balanced, because there's not much point in doing anything more. Ah! 3 points. No, it is 3 points. It's just, unfortunately, Norris would have had a chance to overtake us again had he been close enough. But, yeah, we're just much faster than him in the dry. Which, to be fair, was the case even in the wet. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to get past him all those attempts. But P8.
Checkered flag.
More points.
The only teams to beat us were the 3 we expect and
Okay,
the
so
Alfa
box
Romeos.
And remember the full switch off procedure when you're stopped.
Yeah. And for ruining Mick Schumacher's race, and we did ruin Mick Schumacher's race, that's not a bad performance. So, Kevin Magnussen remains in 8th in the driver's standings, and we re-overtake Alpine back into 5th overall. And we hit all of our sponsor bonuses, so we get 3 million. And now a bunch of things are about to be built. Regulation changes. Chassis bases. Okay, so this is basically what changes we're going to make for next season. We're actually going to do the side pods thing because actually we're doing a project to generally improve side pods anyway, and that'll give us some side pod experience. So I think that's probably fine. We'll see what actually happens, but ultimately this doesn't affect us a great deal. I don't think. Exceeding expectations. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in 11 days. But, upgrades. So, I did mention that I kind of wanted to save up and go for a development upgrade. So, I think we're going to go for... Can't buy the design center one. Cooling could be important here. And we can't afford the CFD upgrade. I think we're just going to upgrade the factory here. Give us a bit more capacity. Give us some development speed increases, which we probably do need. So we'll do that. And with 2 million remaining, we're going to upgrade the helipad, which is clearly the most important thing about our team. I'm also going to upgrade the hospitality area, largely on the basis that we probably do need to improve our attractiveness in order to get some better staff in. Staff facilities, race simulator. We don't have enough funds to do that, but that's probably our next priority once we're out of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Continue. Alright, Team Hub is finished, so that gives us a further upgrade to attractiveness and to the experience gain. We have a low stock of these. Actually, this is fair. So we did develop the new ones, but we didn't actually build any spares, so we're going to build a couple now. 7 days, we'll have 2 spares. That's 1 for each card. That should be fine. And so far, the drivers have not managed to crash the car and lose them. I'm sure that'll happen at some point, but not right now. Alright, tour center has been built, so that's increased to our money per month here. And we can actually upgrade it again, so we're going to. Additional weekly income is important. Okay, we've designed a new underfloor. So, we can now manufacture this, and we are going to do a... So we can rush the manufacture and get one of them in, or we can do an emergency manufacture, spend a lot of money and get 2 in, and then manufacture another one. So we'll do that, and then we will manufacture... We'll rush 2, because that means we'll have a spare in case somebody breaks one in the race. Actually, we don't have the funds. Okay, then we won't do that. We won't do that either. In fact, we won't do anything. Just don't break our underfloor, please. We badly need that. So we go to change... So underfloor number 2. So this increases our top speed by 1/10 of a kilometer an hour, but it also gives us increased speed in dirty air in low, medium, and high speed corners. Mostly medium and low, which is what we kind of focused on, and also increases our low and medium speed cornering, which again is what we focused on. So, all to the good. Okay, and we voted for the chassis-based changes, which we were one of the only few cars that didn't. So the chassis is the thing that's going to change, not the side pod design. Also, we're about $1 million in debt. Whoops. Research is also finished, so we will have to think about this in a little bit. Next ATR period is in 14 days, so we'll start researching next. Can we even research now, actually, come to that? Yeah, optimize the areas we're losing. much does this cost us? Insufficient funds. I was about to say, we don't have the funds for it at the moment because we are negative on cash. I spent too much. But, you know, these things happen. We'll do proper research later. Alright, we have manufactured some front wings. And we have rebuilt the helipad yet again. So that gives us an increase of our sponsor payouts, increases their team attractiveness, etc. Okay. So we're on to the Emilio Irania Grand Prix. I'm going to stop here, largely because we're losing money, and you know it is a long time to do this, but I'm probably going to do this again in the week at some point, maybe in a couple of days. Maybe catch you on Wednesday. Maybe I'll wait until Saturday. But it occurred to me that because I'm going down to Kent at the end of September, I need to do a couple more in order to have the Monaco Grand Prix before I go down. And I promised Aegon the Monaco Grand Prix. So we need to work towards that a little bit more. So I'll be doing a couple more streams as we go, at least this week. So, thanks for joining me, those who did. I will catch you all another time. Until the then. Whenever the then happens to be.